What's up to you about how it's pronounced?
Not really now. I mean, so many people call it different things, different way of saying it, that we don't really mind. They can call it what they like.
As long as they remember it.
Yeah.
Where did the name come from, Martin? It's an unusual name.
It's from a French fashion magazine. Dave used to do fashion at art college.
Yeah.
And he found the name while we were looking for it. You know, we didn't have a clue what to call ourselves, so...
And that just sort of leapt out at you from the page,
Yeah.
did it? What does it mean, fast fashion?
Yeah, or hurried fashion. It's like a verb.
Yeah. Talking about fashion, actually, Dave, you've got a diamond stuck, well, it's a lump of gold, actually, stuck through your nose. When and why did you do that?
I had it done about 2 years ago. I just liked the idea of it, and so I went out and had it done.
But you were telling me earlier that it hurt so much you nearly cried.
Yeah, it did. It really hurt.
Martin, you formed the group, didn't you, while you were still at school a few years ago?
Biggest Andy.
Yeah, who's obviously since left. We'll talk about that in a minute. Dave, how did you get involved?
Well, we were messing about with another band, and we were sort of rehearsing in the same place. And Vince phoned me up a couple of weeks after he'd seen us and asked me to sing, come down for some rehearsals.
And your mum wasn't too keen on you being in a band, was she?
Well, like she was a bit worried because I was at college and I was in my last year, and she thought that I was sort of dropping out of that and I wasn't going, but it turned out all right. She's happy now.
Good. Now, in June 1980, which is after you joined, you got very much more into the sound which you're now recognisable for, the synthesizer sound, didn't you, Martin? How did that sort of happen along?
We used to use guitars, bass guitar and rhythm guitar.
Yeah.
But I bought a synth first. The others were all sort of jealous. So I had lots of switches and dials and things.
Yeah.
And they didn't, so they all gradually bought one.
And do you think that's easier, Dave, for young bands starting out to get into synths rather than guitars?
I think so, yeah, definitely. Like, especially young kids. I mean, they don't have to do it with their fingers. They can just sort of switch a sound and make a funny noise. You know, they can get something out of that.
You were talking about Vince having left, of course, was an integral part of the band because he wrote all the hit singles. That must have been a worry, Martin, when he left.
Yeah, but you know, we just carried on somehow or another.
And you, in fact, wrote the current single, so it was a tremendous challenge to you, and one that you've come out of extremely well because the single's number 10 in the charts at the moment. Just before we hear the single, can you very quickly, Dave, because we're running desperately out of time, set a question to win a really rather nice Depeche Mode sweatshirt and a signed album? What's the question?
Right, we want to know what was the B-side of our first single.
Okay, what was the B-side of Depeche?
First single.
Of Depeche Mode's first single. Entries to our usual address, and thanks for dropping in, lads.
All right.
You all know the usual address by now. It's Tiswas Central, PO Box 333B11TY. Here's See You by Depeche Mode.